Welcome back, familiar to Northside LDN, and we've got breaking news that Tonali has confirmed that he prefers the move to Arsenal than to Tottenham. Surprise, surprise. Make sure you're liking and subscribing and doing all that good stuff. And we've got breaking news that Tonali has said that he wants Arsenal move over the Tottenham move. Now, let's get straight into this. This headline right here from Football 365. Tonali preference between Arsenal and Tottenham emerges. Sandro Tonali would prefer to move to Arsenal and play under Mikel Arteta rather than join Roberto De Zerbi's at Tottenham Hotspur should he leave Newcastle this summer, according to a report. Now, it goes on to say Tottenham are a club most keen on Tonali, who is said to be open to working with fellow Italian De Zerbi at Tottenham. Transfer guru Romano has revealed that Tottenham have had an official bid of 75 million for Tonali rejected by Newcastle. There we go. Journalist Ben Jacob has reported that Tottenham plan to make a fresh bid for Tonali, with Man City active as well in the race for the 26-year-old. Sandro Tonali prefers Arsenal to Tottenham. Arsenal have also been keeping tabs on Tonali as Gunners manager Mikel Arteta and sporting director Andrea Berta plan to reinforce their midfield. According to the Daily Mail, should Arsenal firm up their interests in Tonali and go from this summer, then the Italian star would prefer to move to the Emirates Stadium. A report has noted the Italian international Tonali, 26, is open to joining up with De Zerbi, but Arsenal are understood to be his preference should they firm up their interest, perhaps once a fee is agreed with Spurs, while Man City are also watching developments. It would be a surprise if Tonali were to pick Tottenham over Arsenal, should both the North London clubs go for the Italian star. Newcastle legend Alan Shearer does not think that a move to Tottenham would be in the best interest of Tonali. The pundit said Tottenham just avoided relegation. I get the attraction of London, but going to Spurs, who have finished so low over the last 2 years, would be a surprise career move for Tonali in my eyes. But I'm not surprised if it's true that he's made an indication that he wants to leave Newcastle. Again, if he doesn't want to be there, you put the price you want, and if someone wants to pay it, it looks as if it will have to be 3 figures. Then you say thank you very much and get the 100 million plus, and you move on. I know Spurs have a new manager, and that may be a pull for him. London, obviously, but in terms of the football club, look where they have finished the last 2 years. Earlier this month, former Aston Villa striker on TalkSport, Gabriel Banglahor, 2 questioned why Tonali would join Spurs from Newcastle this summer. He said, "Why would Tonali want to go to a top 17 side? They are not a top 6 side anymore. Spurs, they're really not. Back-to-back seasons finishing 17th in the league. I just do not get it." And I think he's probably saying to his agent, I beg your pardon, who are interested, pardon. I thought I was going to be a big European side playing Champions League football. Do me a favor, I would not go to Spurs. Now, clearly, I'm not surprised. Like I said, Man City are obviously lurking. Man City are still a big club, a very successful club over the last 10, 15 years. And, they've been successful with and without Pep Guardiola, and they still have their ownership. So I think Man City are still a very attractive club. Other than that, I don't really see any issues of Arsenal getting Tonali if that is the midfielder that we want. Tottenham Hotspur, listen, as much as their fans love their club, listen, look at the state of your club right now. Look at it. The only thing you're really offering is potentially big wages if you're open into breaking the transfer wage now, being back-to-back in, near relegation battles. And the fact that, you're in London. Other than that, what's attractive about going to Tottenham? They're not a team that traditionally win a lot of silverware. They are no longer in the top 6 or the top 5 or the top 4, whatever you want to call it. And they're a team that's under massive rebuild. Tonali's now entering his prime. Does he really want to go in a team and a club that historically don't do the most to get over the line? So another player calling out for Arsenal to come and get the deal done, just like Morgan Rogers, calling out for Arsenal to come and get the deal done and get the player. The player is willing to move, and I think that this would be a great move for Arsenal to go and get. I like Tonali. There are other players that I do like. I may prefer over Tonali, but I think Tonali would be a very good signing. I think he's better than Zubamendi. I think Zubamendi's been very underwhelming. That's a player that I wouldn't mind moving on. And I don't think it's a surprise to anyone. Now, all Arsenal have to do is put the bid down and get the player. So even the fact that Spurs had the audacity to put 75 million, knowing that the asking price is 100 million, just shows how much they're not serious. You're not the favourites to get this player over the line, and then you put in 75 million pound bid. It just doesn't look serious. But once again, this is Tottenham. A lot of the times they never look serious. So I just find it hilarious that Tonali, some Spurs fans, I've seen them getting a bit excited. Oh, Tonali, Spurs, we hijack. The only way Tonali goes to Spurs over Arsenal is if Arsenal are not in for the player. Let's say we walk away and say, we're looking at other targets, and Man City go, we're looking at other targets too. Both teams are still monitoring the situation, but it doesn't look like he's our number one target. So it is what it is. It's going to be very interesting to see how this unravels. But it is what it is. There's reports saying, a lot of journalists saying that Tonali would be an upgrade on Zubamendi. The Zubamendi hype is completely fallen off of a cliff. If Tottenham want to have Zubamendi, they can have Zubamendi, and we go in for Tonali. I'd be more than happy for that. They can have Zubamendi. I think he's been very underwhelming, and the fact that Skelly made him hold bench, I think says it all. Not saying that Skelly's, not a good player, but he's a player that's still under a lot of development and still got a lot of growth. Look at the way things are panning out. Crazy. You know what I mean? Absolutely crazy. Listen, for me, Bert should be able to get the deal over the line if we're going in for him up against Spurs. I just don't see anything that they're going to really offer him. You know what I mean? They're not offering European football. They're not offering, we don't know what the wages they're going to be offering, but I just think it's not a hard deal to get done. And if we're in for him, just go get it done. I don't think that Arsenal are very, stressed out about that. Alongside the Morgan Rogers deal, it looks like, journalists are coming out saying Morgan Rogers is more than happy to come and join Arsenal. Let's just go get the deal done. You know what I mean? These players want to join Arsenal, and we've got the money to pay the asking fee. Let's go get it done. I don't think there's much complication within these deals. Go and get them done. I just think, it is what it is. It is what it is for me. Go out there and get these players over the line, and we're going to improve the team that we've got. But at the same time, if Arsenal still feel like they've got a chance in going and getting Elliot Anderson, I understand why they're kind of a bit hesitant in getting Tonali over the line. Maybe they're looking for Buwadi. What's going on with that? That's gone a bit quiet as well around the Buwadi talks. We haven't really heard too much about Buwadi for a while now. And it kind of feels like we're waiting until the World Cup's done for us to make some bids and get players over the line. I think that we should just go and be proactive and get these players, some of these players, not saying all of them, but some of them over the line. But it is what it is. Obviously, the club's got their game plan. We're ultimately going to judge it, at the end of the transfer window. But I just think we should get some of our business done now before we start entering bidding wars. Like I said, I keep saying this. The way that we're dragging our feet, we're going to enter a lot of bidding wars if we are not careful. There's a lot of teams that are in for Rodgers, that are watching Rodgers deal. They're watching the Barcola deal. They're watching Gibbs White. They're looking for, Elliot Anderson or Wharton or these kind of players, Tonali. And that's why I say that we just I think we need to get at least one of them over the line. Whichever one the club deems, most important, go and get that over the line, because I don't know. I think this is very risky. I think it's very risky dragging our feet and allowing the rivals to have time to look at different options and then come back and, assess the situation if we haven't got the player over the line. I just think it's very, very, very risky. But at the same time, the club's got a plan. The club's obviously, the Cronkies already said that we've got a lot of money to spend and we want to continue. We can continue strengthening this team so we can win more and more trophies. We don't just want one Premier League, but go on to have a period of dominance and win major honors. We will see what happens. But let me know in the comments down below. What do you think? Tonali has, according to reports, said that he prefers Arsenal over Spurs. And now it's down to Arsenal to go and get the deal done. Make sure you're liking and subscribing and doing all that good stuff. And I'm out, familia. Love.